Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online. I will be doing some instances with my kinship. Not sure exactly what character I'll be playing, but I'm on my Warden right now because that's who I assume I'll be playing. We usually do level cap stuff, but some people, we just don't have a lot of alts in the same rage. But Jacob King subscribed first of all and did ask a question, what server, so I'm playing on Anor right now. And that's what my kinship is on. But I also do play on Arkenstone. But yeah, I think we'll probably start forming soon. I don't know exactly what we'll be doing if we do level 60 stuff. Could be skirmishes, we haven't done those in a while. We have done Moria instances a few times. I wouldn't even mind doing those again, they're pretty fun. Could probably get decent gear for this character. And it sounds like there might be an announcement about Mirkwood with the legendary servers next week, so some people have been thinking it is going to actually be released next week, which could be interesting. But I'll talk about that a little bit more later. And hey Sanium, what time is it here? It is 9:05 a.m. I almost completely forgot about this, but I woke up early anyway. But yeah, I think I remember last night we were just running around basically in circles around this area. I see a lot of barterers. Okay. I'm curious what they have because I did not go up this ladder. Oh, here's the jewelry. Somebody talked about the jewelry, and this I think is the jewelry they were probably talking about. So we have like Ring of Karis Gladden. That one looks like it could be an upgrade. Well, I say that, but then it has hardly any morale on the parry rating, and main stats I don't care about too much, and the resist is like okay. Like at first they might look good, but I don't see too much going on with these that at least I would want. Maybe on a healer this one could be okay because it has a decent amount of morale, and then the in-combat power regen. At least have one of those. And this pocket item has physical mitigation, so I'd lose out on the tactical mitigation. I don't even care about the physical mitigation, so I wouldn't want that. I would probably want the steed if I had to like choose one of these options from that barterer. But we have a lot of these guys to look at. See, we got potions, and these are for the silver branches. I just totally missed, I guess, all these barterers up here. I never visited them because I don't remember looking at the stuff, but maybe I did. Okay, so you can turn these things into each other, the gold leaves and silver branches.
What brings you to LOTRO?
Oh, here's some more jewelry. These might be okay. Again, not seeing much. These look a little bit more DPS oriented, like this one if I wanted it, but still wouldn't rather it than mine. This one have no interest in. This one actually has a bit more morale, I think. Because it has 459, which is quite a lot. And then it has block rating. That can be okay. And hey, Amlantress Ring. Choker of Lothlorien, that could be okay. I don't think compared to mine I would really use it, but mine's not that great for tanking. I know I've been doing a little bit more tanking, but I can DPS fine and probably would be better with my current gear, and just because I am at the physical mastery cap I can do a lot more. Sounds like we might do Fornost, or they did Fornost last night. Okay. What is this? Inscription of benefits. Permanent 10% discount at all vendors in Lothlorien. That is interesting. I don't really think that would be worth spending all these gold leaves and silver branches on, but it's kind of interesting. Wait, so these, I guess you use those on enemies. It has a 10-minute cooldown and 1-minute duration. 2-second induction debuff. That's interesting. We still have more vendors to visit. We have Lothlorien Champion gift box. Heritage Rune, Fused Relic, or Second Age item. Probably would not want that. Would probably just rather barter for what I can barter for. Because I think one of these guys had LI things. But maybe not. But one of them did. This guy has potions. That would honestly probably be what I end up wanting. I don't know, like these field bandages. Requires the Battle of Lorien. Restore 50% of maximum morale. That does seem strong to restore 50%, so that's probably not something I can do. I see all these tailor recipes. I'm familiar with them, but I'm probably not going to end up doing them on my tailor. Okay, so we can go down, maybe. There we go. I don't know too much what I have to do here while waiting for them to form and decide what to do. I have all these like repeatable quests, I might as well pick them up. I don't know how much I will do them. Hey Silas Law, and I have been playing LOTRO for about 7 years, I want to say. So I started in between Mirkwood and Rise of Isengard, so it was during Mirkwood, about a year into Mirkwood, and a year before Isengard. I was thinking that was 7 years, in like 2012. I don't know if that date seems right, because for some reason right now I'm thinking it's wrong. Okay, so my first age, my LI in general, I'd still need a javelin. I actually have a better javelin. So I think I'll actually switch the javelin I have equipped. Oh, my voice is always a little bit rough in the morning, it seems like. So I have a second age javelin as well. I'm not sure if that would be better, but I still need to identify that and equip it. So it sounds like we might do Fornost. I would be in the mood to do Fornost on my Runekeeper. That's actually something I've been wanting to do, specifically like Fornost on my Runekeeper. But I don't think with the group that I'll be able to bring him. Because yeah, we have everybody level 60, and I think if we do a 6-man like that, that would be good. Which is unfortunate just because I do want to play my alts. I've just been in the mood for leveling them compared to playing this character, but I'm fine running like anything on my Warden, still fine. But as far as the javelin goes, if I rank up the DPS to maximum, it will be higher than this one, so it'd be more worth equipping. But I did want to look at the rest of the legacies, and I do have like the Setting Gem and Deep Rune of Defense. Why do I have Deep Rune of Defense? Is that just the best one? It's hard to see how that's the best one. Yeah, that's not the best one. We have Singular Rune of Power, which would be better. I guess I just don't really have this settled. This is one of these regular runes, actually. Okay. But yeah, I think I was saving up to like, I don't really need to save up my stuff, but just waiting until I got my first stage to really worry too much about the relics here. Okay, and then I have light damage. I know I was working on that. I applied actually one of my really high XP items to that, but I think what I should actually do is apply those XP items to all my loose things here, all the level 16 ones, and that way I can level those up and then deconstruct them and see if I need any legacies. But I think I have pretty much all the legacies I want. I would probably, I don't know, at this point I might even keep like Gambit Life Tap damage and the debuff here and replace maybe resolution damage for range damage, or not range damage, for vitality. So that's actually something I can do if I can find an LI person. I don't know if there is an LI person here in Karis, but my map home will take me to somewhere with one, for my milestone skill. I still always call that map home. I don't know if that's just what it used to be, but it takes you to your milestone, and I think it's called like a milestone skill now, not even called map home anymore. Like, yeah, milestone skills. But I always thought they maybe used to be called your map home, because it's actually in your inventory, I think, as well. There we go. Got the invite, so we're getting going. Just taking a little bit long, but that is okay. Hey Smash OG, so good morning from Canada. That's not too far away from me. Relative to other places that we've had people from, at least. that have been outside the US at least. So we need to talk to a... Well, we can go ahead and identify this. I need to talk to Relic Master. I think that's who I first talked to and then just like completely closed the UI. So I need to... Well, we can deconstruct some of my stuff. But I want to meld a... Hold up. Legacy of Vitality. And I need 1886 shards, so I should be able to get that fairly easily. Yeah, I can go ahead and do my high tier ones, I don't mind. Okay, so we got some shards to go ahead and meld a Legacy of Vitality. And we can apply this to the spear. And we will replace, I think, resolution damage. I don't even have resolution, do I? Like, there's no point in that since I don't have it. Used to have it at this level, I think. Oh, I guess I should join the Discord here. Yeah, I already have the audio set up, so I can't hear the in-game audio, but we're set up here. Do I think leveling was harder back in 2012 compared to now? Probably. Combat, I think, was probably tougher as well. I think, actually, it definitely was tougher. Going way back, that's like 7 years ago, so I have to think, like, in consideration when that was. So when I first started then, it definitely was a lot harder, especially on squishy classes. I would have trouble with a lot of things that I have no trouble just blowing through now. We have 8 people. That works with me. What raid were you thinking about doing?
Would you need something?
Oh, we have some more things I can barter for here. Oh, that's Lore Master. What? I didn't see these earlier. I guess when I talked to class trainers, I couldn't look at these.
How may I help you? What do you need?
Well, I actually haven't done the Watcher yet, or actually killed him yet, if you want to try that. Okay, we're gonna try the Watcher with 8. I know they have done it before, people in my kin, but I wasn't able to play on the time, so we did this. Oh, we have a captain to heal basically at this point. I didn't even realize our group composition or anything. But yeah, Moria was really harsh back then. That's kind of what I was remembering. Moria on my Runekeeper was very tough, and now it's like no problem. I want to sit in this water. Oh, I'm actually sitting above it. Can I lie down here? I'm really curious. I don't know. Sometimes in water it doesn't do the... Oh yeah. Well, that's unfortunate. I guess my character is going to drown because he can't actually swim in LOTRO or swim underwater. Okay, so you do remember it to be tougher as well. And yeah, in a way I think it also felt nice to be dangerous when out in the wild of the Halls of Moria and elsewhere. So I think, oh yeah, I forgot Bearden, he has a lot of vaults here. Electril, that was Tube the burglar. Okay, so you have a virtue question. Do we have enough deeds to max out every virtue? Or must we pick like 12 to 15 to focus on only to max to 60? I think you should have enough not necessarily enough deeds, but should have enough virtue XP going around, because you can do like weekly quests, I think, and maybe daily quests. I'm not too sure. I don't remember the daily quests, but I know Veils of Anduin will, or supposedly has. I haven't actually seen them. Okay, I think we're about ready to go. I think I'm going to be playing tank. I don't know if they'll want me on ranged. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, water's surprisingly nice in LOTRO as far as the graphics go. Okay, I do have a quick question. What do you want me in tank or DPS for this? Okay, well then I have no more questions. Yeah, I'm fine with DPS. Okay. I didn't know because the last time we ran this, I was actually like level 56, and so was Jimmy, our main tank. So we were both trying to tank this at level 56, and it was a bit tough. We also had sometimes only had like 8 people, and we were not doing well with that. We didn't try too many times because we didn't make all that much progress with a lot of us. I mostly remember it, I think. Okay, we have to get out of the way when he screams. But yeah, I kind of remember the general flow of the fight, and killing as DPS is a lot easier than tank from what I remember. We also have to follow the group, I think, pretty closely. So I guess we're going on this tentacle. Nobody's on target assist usually. I mean, as much as I don't pay attention to that, I still usually do pay attention to it a little bit. I always do that. I don't know, maybe in a raid it's not too much, but I like to cleave my damage a little bit. If one's about to die, do my dot on the next one. Oh, I am playing DirectX 12, so there's a chance I will crash. Not DirectX 12, the 64-bit. I'm pretty sure. I can double check again. Yeah, I'm not sure it's dailies. It might be weeklies, unfortunately. I would really hope it is dailies, but once I said that, I'm like, I think they just said weeklies. Okay, so it looks like we're good to run up and hit this thing. This massive tentacle. I feel like my damage is so much higher than last time we were here, which of course it is because again I was level 56. Yep, there's a crash. So I just remembered I was playing 64-bit and I did crash. Okay. Yeah, I crashed right now. Because I remembered like in the middle of it that I set it to 64-bit again after our raid, and then I never changed it back for this, didn't think about it. And I was just talking about that. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything, I just jinxed it. But hopefully I can log back in and I'm safe in the raid. I really feel bad that if I cause an issue with that with them. Yeah, I think it would be wise to focus on like your first few virtues, so like 12 to 15, and then you can work on the rest just for the passives. So if you have a good set for like your different specs, just go ahead and start working on, I guess, whatever you play more for your first like 5, or whichever could actually work for 2 specs at once. Like on my characters, my virtues aren't all that great, so I'm not really too much involved with the gear building with that. And on the legendary server here, if I were to do something like that, I would focus on probably things with tactical mitigation. I seem to always need that, so I think there might be 2 of those. 2 tactical mitigation, 2 physical. Usually I need tactical. on this character, and probably would be the same on my Warden on Arkenstone, just to get those up to be sure I get the mitigation cap. Okay, I am back in and almost dead. Somehow not dead. Okay. Okay. I just want to settle here so I know what's going on. So we have some tentacles. Okay. I just see another melee person. I want to make sure. Are we? Yes, we are hitting the Watcher. Gotta remember the gambit for that. He said work on the corruption removal. I don't know, I thought other classes had better corruption removal than the Warden, because you gotta do it with the gambit with the Warden. It's basically like asking a Warden to interrupt, which some people seem to think we have. Yeah, there's going to be a big virtue grind. They're a lot more useful, I think, than they used to be to have like every virtue up. Like back then you could have just worked on really the virtues you need. I don't know why I did that heal. Should trust my healers more. Are we? Oh, we're on the tentacle. That would explain it. Here I am just hitting the Watcher when we need to be targeting the tentacle. I'm used to people also calling stuff out, I think, because they're familiar with the fight, and I just wasn't paying too much attention there, really. But we'll kill the tentacle, and then looks like we're back to the Watcher. Yep. Well, I guess the tentacle is still part of the Watcher, but we're back on his head. Oh, I saw he had a Mighty Blow debuff right there. I don't think that's from me, but it could be because now there's a power attack debuff. Well, I just used Unerring Strike and it didn't do anything to remove that. It can be really confusing with two Wardens, and that really would be a situation to only show your... looks like we're on tentacles again. I'm hitting something. I don't know what I was hitting there because I wasn't in range for the tentacle I was targeting. I think we're on the next tentacle. It's really unfortunate though with the 6. I don't know why I did the heal again, but it's really, I'm used to playing tank. I think I was running tank all last night in during Arbogad, which was surprisingly okay. I expected to be super squishy just because that's the way Wardens are. Oh, he has a ton of corruptions. Okay, I gotta try to remove these corruptions real quick. Oh man, I just used like 2 corruption removals back to back, and are we on tentacle? I think there's another tentacle popping up. Or not. I thought it was one of the big ones popping up, but I guess not one to hit. Okay, I'm gonna go through bleeds again. There's a corruption. Oh, I should probably use Dark Before Dawn real quick. Go ahead and get a couple of those going. Because I feel good. I just did my bleeds and can move on to that. And use a couple of my light dots here. And then we're good with Surety of Death. I don't know if Capo... There's another Warden here. I'm not seeing his dots going on right now. But they could be, and I'm just like mixing them up with mine, but trying to keep track of what I'm using, and seem to be good. I think we have tentacles. Yep. Wonder if we do anything on this tentacle. That does like no damage at all. Like for me, the individual component, if I just did red there, and didn't do much damage, but maybe it would have been useful if everybody did it. Only 2 people did it, so I'm not sure. I think in conjunction with that, you could have done all that much. So I guess you could consider my first few runs of the Watcher real runs, but I'm not actually sure if I honestly would, because... Oh, he has a ton of corruptions, I think. Yeah, I'm working on that. I'm not used to having to remove corruptions as well. I know that used to be more of a thing. I don't think it seems to really be much of a thing anymore. Okay, looks like that tentacle is dead, so... Get some quick dots going. Well, I killed him. I'd almost consider that my first real round since everybody's level 60. So that's exciting. I don't know what we get for it. I assume there's loot somewhere from this. I think it looks like we get a couple chests. But you're going to log in yourself fast, Mesh. So you're working on old deeds since your main guardian is level 55. You'll keep this open to listen. I noticed that a lot of people have said they like to listen to me while doing deeds, so that's kind of odd. What do those have? Like, what can you get for those? Okay, I don't think I need those. So I think it looks like I do get a bright emblem of Nimrodel, which would go towards, which could go towards getting my first stage javelin. I think they're doing looting these platinum coins of spirits. Good old fun waiting for master loot. Say my voice is perfect, relaxing, and the subject matter is great. I guess that works. Deep bows from my fellow Lotronian? I've never heard Lotro players call that, but that's actually a good name for them. Harangue game? I do not want that one. I don't know if either of those want them. It's not the best helmet to begin with, I don't think. Okay, so here's an actually interesting piece of gear. This one, I don't think I want that. If I was way overcapped with physical mastery, that would be okay. But I am actually no longer. I got settled with my other gear pieces and tactical mitigation and that stuff, so I'd prefer the way I have it. That's good though. I think the hunter, I guess, needed it. I guess Capo just didn't. They're inspectable. I can see what they have. Was it an earring? Yeah, that could be an upgrade earring for him. Pretty sure it was. I don't know, just a quick comparison looking at the Karis Gladden one, it might be. Unless he has 2 of the set pieces plus 15% melee damage. Actually, I didn't see that. I think it'd be nice. Might as well roll on that. I don't have one. I got an 11 though. First thing I roll on. Somebody's got something. I don't know what that is that he's using. It's got like a crystal ball. That's weird. I don't know if that's like a cosmetic pet type thing, or an emote, specific emote maybe. It could be one of those fancy emotes. Okay, so I think we're good with the loot. Finally got everything. So does the idea of elf burglar seem cool to me? You like it? I mean, I like elves, and burglars can't be elves. Or elves can't be burglars. Probably be the better way to say that. But yeah, that would interest me. I'm not sure. I don't know. It doesn't really seem like elves would be burglars, but I think that, like, to me it wouldn't be a bad idea, just ignoring a little bit of weirdness with that. Okay, so we can do Fornost on kinship. I don't think we have enough to run something else. I think a few people have just said they don't mind waiting out. Which is kind of good because we had 8 people into a run at 6-man. Have to exclude 2 people, but I think a few of them are okay with that and just joined. Since we could do a raid. But yeah, that was fun doing the Watcher for the first time and actually killing him. That was pretty easy with 8 of us, much easier than what we were doing when I was level 56 and first trying that. And that's even with crashing in the middle, at least for me. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking lore-wise. It might not make too much sense. They could, yeah, I guess theoretically name them something other than burglars and just have that be the same class as the burglar. I'm not sure I'd be too much of a fan of that idea, but it would technically work, I guess. Is my fill density really high or something? Looks too high right now. Oh, I'm playing on ultra high apparently. Well, there we go. I had no idea I was playing on ultra high this time. That's probably why I had a little bit of choppiness throughout this, but yeah, there we go. Because I was doing the 32-bit client and 64-bit client testing, and right now I actually probably would be pretty smooth 62 FPS or 60 FPS. I always say 62 because it displays that, but it is actually 60 because it syncs to my refresh rate of 60, but yeah, I didn't realize I was on that, and I don't want my fill density that high. I don't know if changing the fill density, it actually seems to affect performance decently, but I think there's too much other stuff going on. But I usually play on high because I don't care too much about the differences between high and ultra high. Actually, the shadows did get significantly worse when I did that. It got a lot smoother. But yeah, that's one thing with the 64-bit client, why I like it, I can run higher. I didn't realize the shadows got so much worse though. I'll have to look at that a little bit. I've been meaning to like take a longer look at some of my graphics settings. We'll go to 16. Like very high and ultra high. All this stuff I don't really think I run into issues with. Don't mind high atmospheric detail, distant imposters I like. Texture needs to be turned up. I need like an ultra high option for that if they had it. But yeah, I don't know what name would work for burglars. Assassins and rogues are like the 2 similar things I know that might be just similar in other games. But I'm wondering what happened with the shadows. Environment. I know shadows used to affect my performance pretty largely. Probably turn that to high. Wait, what was the... I just saw shadows change. Oh, just the like resolution of it and shape of it changed. I don't know what happened that all the shadows disappeared though. That was kind of odd. At least I think they disappeared when I switched from ultra high to high. I think we're on tier 2 or 3. I don't think we have a healer. I think the captain's going to have to try to heal. Yeah, I didn't think much was going to happen there. Is DirectX 11 buggy with the 64-bit client? It might be. I need to actually test that for a second. Might as well retreat. It's like a 2-second walk back. Oh, it's a really short walk back. Just to be sure, I'm DPSing, right? I'm fine DPS right now. I feel like I was really squishy there. I know we're on tier 2. I don't know if I'm overcapped enough for tier 2. Let me see. I should be able to see the mobs. Yeah, we're on tier 2. So they have plus 100% damage. I think they also have they have mitigation penetration. They penetrate armor, it looks like. I think that also affects tactical mitigation though. So instances are both tough and easy. They can be easy if you run like the lowest tier ones and just kind of plow through them. But if you run high tier stuff, and especially like under geared, as a lot of people in our group, probably myself included, are for tier 2 right now, they can be a lot tougher. So instances are not as easy as landscape if you actually turn the difficulty up a little bit. They even have like a tier 3, I think, for something like this, which would be a lot harder. I'm not sure if this one specifically. I think I'm on green for our fellowship maneuver. But yeah, this one, yeah, it only has 2 tiers. Sounds like this might be one of our tougher fights for this instance. I don't know where people stand usually. Like if I'm just running this on tier 1, I like to stand down the bottom of the steps, get these ranged elites. But yeah, tier 2 will probably seem like... What's that? Was I the second green or last green? Okay, I thought I was last green. Or, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so last, okay. So I'm the last green. I saw 2 greens. Yeah, the green was the second one, and that's what I was thinking. But yeah. Okay, now I need to actually kill stuff. Kill stuff with that. But yeah, now I know which one I am. I thought it was the last green, which was the second green, but last thing in the fellowship maneuver. Okay, time to do some DPS. He has a ton of buffs. Wow, he is enraged. This is kind of why I didn't want to tank this fight. I don't think I would have been too squishy on tier 2. And that's where Warden tanks, that's where they really drop off on tier 2, because they have all those increased damage that really want mitigation and don't really care about like dodge and things like that. Because like with our Narbagut, it's tier 1, so they don't get like these insane damage buffs or anything, or all these penetrations. Are fellowship maneuvers even worth bothering, or did they balance that stuff? At these lower levels, they're worth doing more than higher levels. At higher levels, they just aren't nearly as worth it, and sometimes they aren't worth doing at this low level, but I know a lot of people in our kin, including my kin leader, like doing them, and you can get some cool effects. You can summon like Oathbreakers. I think, yeah, this one summoned the Noble Spirit to attack press, so that's just kind of neat as well. Okay, let's get some loot. We might have already gotten loot, but oh no. I didn't think we did. I actually got a piece of beer. I haven't seen a piece like that. I'm gonna let them fight a second. I don't know if somebody needs that. But at least Warden DPS is good now, so they're not like completely not viable, just not as viable tanking for something like this. Actually, I have aggro right now. I think the Guardian might have gotten stunned at one point, but yeah, I have aggro on this one. Probably attacking the wrong one. I think they were all targeting the other one. I'm surviving it fine. I don't know just if they're out healing it or what's going on. We also do only have a captain healer. That was another reason I wouldn't have been too wanting to do tank. You are really quiet there. Yep, and now I can hear. I have no idea what he said, but he was really quiet. Well, that's kind of odd. So apparently these big trolls, I guess they don't count for their Zhur and Alag, which is kind of weird because they are Zhur and Alag. Jarnalog? Yarnalog? I don't know. So FR, how to use the 64-bit client, you just check the option in the launcher. Unfortunately, I'm not using that because I crashed any sort of group content with it. And then, oh, to actually go before that, Silas Law asks, would you say that by wearing white quality items and pulling too many mobs, could you replicate the difficulty of older LOTRO? Yeah, some people do that. They don't even like equip armor to kind of get that difficulty. Some people do it like they equip jewelry and maybe weapons, or some like keep really low level weapons and equip armor. If you use really low level weapons, it'll decrease your damage enough that it might make combat a bit more interesting, just because it lasts longer, and you will, if you equip all your armor, you'll still be defensive with that. So that's kind of, if I did something like that, probably what I'd prefer, just use like a really low level weapon if it worked out okay. Because that's a really big effect for how much damage you deal, but doesn't affect how much damage you take. Which damage you take isn't like too insignificant right now, that's why I wouldn't mind still equipping armor if I were to do something like that to increase the difficulty. I have no idea what I just did. Android maneuver. Why did I do that? I don't know what I was doing with my builders there. But Christopher, you asked how does Bjorning benchmark on the tank and DPS gig? So their tanking is not bad. A lot of people don't run it because they don't trust Bjornings for some weird reason, but Bjorning tanking is not bad and is good. But their DPS is not ideal. It's not really bad, but it's just not as good as other classes, and if people want a DPS, they probably want to seek out a Bjorning. And one thing with the Bjorning is they are often wanted for their heals because their yellow line is really strong. So because their yellow line is really strong with the healing and the debuffing component of it, they are often wanted for their yellow line. So that's why not many Bjornings will be doing DPS or tanking, but they're really good with the tanking. They're more in line with like Guardians now. One problem with their tanking is they don't really have uh-oh type cooldowns. Kind of just long, big defensive cooldowns like Guardian has. Guardian has a lot of those, and that's why they're really good tanks, or at least one reason they're really good tanks on top of just being generally sturdy. But otherwise, Bjornings, they have a lot else going on for them. They have a lot of mitigation. Like a really lot of mitigation, and then a lot of morale as well, and bear form. So that stuff is good. I don't think it would be a bad first pick for a starter class. It might take a little bit to get used to the switching in between bear form and man form. And one thing I will say about them is their red line to me is not really fun anymore, which is kind of weird because I enjoy like the man form and enjoy a little bit of the parts of bear form there, but they have an issue with their wrath consumption. It's just a really bad flow of gameplay to me, and I'll actually have a whole video on this topic that I just recorded the past couple of days. I'm actually planning on uploading that tomorrow. So I talk about why I don't actually play my Warden, even though a lot of the ideas of it are fun and I really enjoy tanking and healing on it. Well, they were actually just recently updated and fixed. It's just the update, I don't really like their new playstyle with the gameplay. Did I totally miss out on that fellowship maneuver? I didn't even see it pop up at all. I just saw them like do a fellowship maneuver. I don't know, maybe I just like completely missed that. But yeah, the red line, I don't know, they might like do something on it, but I don't think they'd ever do a major enough change to do something that I'd like to see with it. But it could just be a problem I have with it, and you might enjoy the red line for them. Unfortunately, I pulled aggro on the big one. Usually on fights like this, I like to hit the big one and just cleave my AoE damage, mainly because we don't really have a target priority to kill the smaller ones. I think it's okay, I'm surviving. I'm actually surprisingly surviving because I'm in DPS spec and honestly a little bit squishy in this if I'm not really getting anything, but a lot of the captain buffs and probably lore master debuffs I think help me survive here in general. Oh no, here we go. This reminds me of WoW, where you always try to skip the trash fights as much as possible. Usually what happens in WoW though is they will all pull anyway and then cause a wipe. Okay, it looks like we're getting these goblins though. We didn't go too much to avoid them. Hey, winning, losing, you've been a lifer since mid-08, that's a long time. You haven't played this game for nearly 2 years. Metal combat was horrible, I do agree. Like Tokyo Drift, okay, I have not seen that. But I think I have heard that is not a good movie. And then you've tried several times to keep leveling to 120. I know some people have also had that problem, so a lot of this stuff I can agree with. So that feels like a losing battle, but you're wondering if the legendary servers would be a good place to try and dip your toes back into. I definitely think that could be, because it's only a level 60 cap right now, so it's a lot less, and it has a lot of the old content, which you would probably enjoy that, but it does have like the same game updates, so a lot of it is going to be easier, as we were talking about earlier, how much easier just gameplay in general is in Landscape. Oh no. I got knocked back right when it was like fellowship maneuver time. Oh, we have another chance. Oh man, I just didn't quite click it in time. Somebody got their last one just in time for me to miss that. Actually, what are you sure to your death? Oh man, I can't mess that up twice in a row. By that time I could have just used Desolation. But yeah, I think that would be a good place, especially if you are a lifetime VIP. You don't really have to pay anything extra for it. You don't have to continue to pay the sub to play on the server, which would be like a really good thing with that. I feel like Shadow, the last boss, would probably be pretty hard on tier 2. But we're going smoothly with a not too ideal group composition, actually. So you were between Warden and Warden. You started on Ithel last night. That's a tough one. I really enjoyed the Warden, but that one might be a bit complex to get into to start. That's the one, of course, I'm on right now. Somebody's pulling a lot of ads. I want to hit them. Need some AoE here. There we go. Chop these goblins down real quick. Just need to get a few dots going on them, and it'll actually be enough to kill them even. Oh, did I wake this guy up? I thought he was in like a stun. He might have been dazed. It's really nice when you actually get the second dot with that. Does 800 damage over time? I thought this did more. Yeah, it looks like that. Okay, 15% chance to apply the 724. Oh, virtues. I haven't paid attention. Yeah, I'm still on 40. Somebody got their wit virtue. The only deed I've completed was actually during Darnarbogud. It was like a warrior slayer deed. That was the first deed I've completed since the virtue revamp. I don't care too much for deeds, but now I'm actually more interested in the virtue XP component than even was just the base virtues before. Because it actually goes to something I want now. I just wish there were more ways to get virtue XP, like they have like weekly stuff you can do at endgame, but I want stuff for my level 60 endgame on the legendary server, and even while leveling, just like a weekly instance to get 1000 virtue XP or something. That's like hardly any virtue XP actually. For something weekly. They could have something daily for 1000 virtue XP, and it would still take like, it would take over a year to get all your virtues all the way up even at that point. I didn't miss that, did I? I might have missed that. I thought I was still waiting on the 5th one there, but could have missed that fellowship maneuver. So you came across my videos and it really made you think about reinstalling the game to try again. Many good times and memories. Yeah, a lot of MMOs can be games like that. But you mained a guard for well over 8 years, and you loved the rift back in Siege of Ingmar and Old Hellegrod. So we have been running rift, which has not been changed basically, I think, since release, or like a lot of the different things going on about it. Maybe there have been some changes to the fights, but it's not like a scalable instance, so a lot of old raids like that are scalable. And you can change the level and have increased difficulty, which Hellegrod is one of those, so you could run that at level 120 actually. And increase the tier for increased difficulty, but with the Rift, it's just like the base thing, and I think they did add increased difficulty tiers with it now, but yeah, we actually ran that and had trouble. A lot of the people at Siege of Ingmar, a lot of us were under geared. Gearing us a lot easier here in Moria, at least on the legendary servers. Okay, I'm just gonna stop so I can actually do it this time. There we go. He was dead anyway, but it was still worth it. But we were also running Rift on Tier 2. Tier 1 was like really easy. That would be something like basically any sort of group could do, which is a good thing. I think easy tiers should be like that. It should be like LFR type difficulty. Just so it is easy and so everybody can do it. But if you want to move up to Tier 2, it actually got a lot harder. And we're running Tier 2 right now for this. So it's like, if we just all got level 60 and had basically no gear at this point, Tier 2 would probably be too tough for us, but we could easily run through Tier 1. That's kind of why I like the instance difficulty with the increased tiers in LOTRO. It works out pretty well. But with endgame, still not so much to me. With, well, level 120 endgame specifically. That one I know I did not miss. Fortunately. I just feel like I'm always missing the fellowship maneuvers. I know these people. A lot of these people used to play like back when those were more relevant and enjoy doing them. Seems like a big accomplishment when you actually get like a full 6 FM off there. This is the exact instance I wanted to do on my Runekeeper for a while. It's kind of unfortunate we don't have anybody in his level range to do it, because it would be getting good XP on him with this as well. not too worried about the XP, but after level 50, after I finish Ingmar, I will be worried about that. Yep, that's fine. Force Taunt? I have a 45-second cooldown. Force Taunt single target, that's the only one. Other one is AoE. Yeah, so he's talking about this fight with the ads. I'm familiar with the fight, but it sounds like a Tuggan thing. Okay. I do have like a lot of AoEs. Should I avoid using those then? Or is it okay if I hit the ads? Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know on tier 1 don't have to worry about the ads all that much, they just die. Sounds like we're good to go. I'm gonna eat real quick. Oh, I could have been using that the whole time. A little bit increased damage. I'd actually lose morale. I don't know, I kept that just in case I'd like want to use it with DPS. Oh, we're doing the challenge. Oh, we can't defeat the ads. I just realized that. Can't defeat any of his minions. Okay, so it is actually no AoE here. And that's why he kites them around. Oh, I need to force taunt the boss. I think the issue is just when he force taunts the boss that I might have trouble pulling it back without pulling ads or anything. He doesn't have all that much morale. 463k I don't think is all that much, but yeah, I see why he's tanking the ads and just running away. I want to be able to force taunt all of them without actually hitting them. And a lot of my DPS is AoE DPS. A lot of my single target DPS is actually from AoE skills as well. Sounds like we killed the ads now. I'll probably... There's a small chance I die here just because I used all my stuff and all my AoEs just have a lot of threat going on. I actually have my morale taps a little bit of use out of those. I cannot do this fellowship maneuver right now. Okay. Never surrender triggered. The morale taps are oddly actually useful here. It's just very rare I get to use those, so I always like it when I actually find a situation when they're in enough. It's really weird running a 6-man with 2 tanks. It's just an interesting strategy. I think back in the day maybe like heavy armor classes were okay enough. Okay, so I can look at chat again. Looks like we've had a few messages. So Terrafilm TV, you're only level 12, but I'm enjoying the game. That's good. And then winning, losing. You remember when 100 was capsuling some 6-mans and Tito's as Warden. Yeah, back then there was some unbalanced stuff, we'll say. Oh, that earring is tempting. I think some other people want that though. I don't want to take it away from somebody. Have a necklace. This one might be an upgrade actually. I can get increased vitality. I basically have the same amount of main stats. I get some fate over resistance. I think that's an upgrade. Unsurprising. Ooh, don't want to equip that. I want to destroy it. There we go. think this is the exit. We might be doing one more instance, it sounds like. We've only been going, yeah, an hour. Usually we go like 2 hours. I know for Jimmy the Guardian here, it's like nighttime for him because he lives where it is nighttime. Oh, is this Shadow? No, that's Wraith of Fire. I need to repair real quick. Didn't realize my armor was so broken. There's a skirmish camp. Where's the rest of the town? There we are. I don't know how I got so far away from this little camp. I don't know if I was just running. Oh yeah, because I was looking at the graphics and I didn't know I was on ultra high, which is a lot smoother now that I've switched, but it's still getting like 50 FPS. Who do we want to talk to? We want to talk to a vendor and repair. But the one thing that cracks you up is the shouts and yells and screams. Yeah, you yell at your enemies a lot in LOTRO, especially as a warden. Okay, I need to sell as well. We need to go right back to the vendor. These are nice boots. I think I actually have better boots, but I'll lock them real quick just in case they're actually an upgrade or anything. Oh, oh yeah, I forgot they were in something. I was like busy selling and repairing, I completely forgot they put something up to join. There we go. Now I'm here. Oh, I'm still in tank. Oh, I didn't even get it off, he died. Oh, it sounds like the skeletons in this instance. I don't think the specific wing, but they used to only count for one person. That's interesting. So I'm still on tank spec. If you don't mind, could I try tanking this stuff? Yeah, I'm curious how I'll hold up on tier 2. Okay. For me as a guardian, I would definitely take the chance to play DPS if I could in the red line. Okay, do we need to kill anything? Like, oh, do we need to get that idol, I think? Okay, I just saw the torch. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't skipping anything. Okay. Oh man, I actually did take a lot of upfront damage. Yeah. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage right now. I can't really. Yeah, I might take too much damage here. Is this the one with the boss with all the ads? Like another one? That's a fun fight. I don't know if it's the same on tier 2, I just assume harder. I'm just like spamming the same AoEs over and over. I can do something else. I can actually try and do a heal, but then they root me in. I'm stuck here. It's kind of hard, I guess, with the captain healer. Oh, it sounds like we didn't have a DPS and the hunter was taking care of stuff up there, but Haydan's Adventures and yeah, with only a captain healer, that's what I mentioned earlier. That just makes it a little bit tougher to tank as a warden because we are a little bit squishy. and just the way Wardens are right now. He was immune to something, probably the fear part of that. Why did I use offensive strike? Well, I got a morale tap unintentionally. Couldn't champions back in the day actually use shields and go sword on board? This guy's got the ads. I should probably force that. Yeah, I thought they could. I kind of forgot about that because it seems like so long that I have played that have not been able to use shields. Yeah, I'm not taking all too much damage. I thought when I was like in blue line, the very first few fights when I was having aggro there, didn't seem like I was taking all too much damage, so it seems okay. It might have just been that fight also without the hunter to help kill things, you know, a little bit squishy. But yeah, like right now I'm parrying, blocking, evading, partial, like everything, or they're just missing me. Which is where the Warden, I think, would be strong with that stuff, and particularly with evading, but... Good? I might have missed another fellowship maneuver there. Oh yeah, I'm also used to playing the red line now. You get, like, used to it even for just half an hour, and now I use the gambits for red line and get a bunch of dots on him ready for when he comes back up. We should have some ads going. Oh, it's on the... There's one back on the bear. Yeah. On the Lore Master's pet bear, he was there. Yeah, there are two of the legendary servers. There is Anor, the one I'm on, and Ithil. As far as I know, Anor is the more populated one, but Ithil has a little bit more role-playing, I think. Thought we did everything there. Randomly have. Did they just like run in here? That's... Okay. I was like, I've never seen that before. That was kind of interesting. That would be a neat mechanic. After you kill a boss, you just have like random ads come and try and kill you. But we didn't even loot that. Oh, somebody looted the chest. But yeah, that was kind of funny. Yeah, Anor is probably the most popular because it was the first one, and it was actually so popular when they released it, they just opened up another one. Because people were like waiting in really long queues, and their queue was working, but it was kind of buggy. So some people had trouble getting in if they didn't know how to. Oops. I forget people actually use like CCs and stuff in this game. I'm used to having to grab aggro on any sort of range thing, but people that are actually used to that. Yeah, I know for the regular servers, Arkenstone is pretty, has the, I think the biggest like Australian population. Oh no, I was disarmed, I think. Disarm and silences, they really hurt Wardens. Like, disarms I assume hurt Guardian tanks as well. I don't know, disarm with that? You should be able to use your shield skills, I would think, unless they disarm your shield, which is possible. If that's just the way they play it out. On Firefoot, I kinda... Oh, I don't know if they wanted to avoid these mobs, but I told them anyway. But I remember Firefoot, the name of that. Never played on it. And then I guess after the transfers you went to Crick Hollow and Arkenstone. Yeah, Arkenstone I've just always played on. A lot of people in this group were from Arkenstone. I don't know exactly who was who. I don't really remember. I just know the Guardian was Warden that I played a lot with. There we go. got all of them hit with Surety of Death, but they're ranged, so it's like I can try to hit them, but I know Brink of Victory. I'm gonna miss the Fellowship maneuver there, but I'm trying to tank this stuff, and they keep running away, and now I'm using Goad because of that. But Brink of Victory and Warcry are good for situations like that. They just don't do as much damage. Because they have a lot longer range. I think it's even, yeah, 10.2 meters, so I can hit him like all the way, not quite from there, but all the way from like here with it. There was actually some bug I noticed with the range. First of all the barreling skills are still 2.5 meter range. Every melee skill was supposed to be updated to 3.5 meters, like the Warden here is 3.5 meters. So that's kind of odd, even though all melee skills I thought were supposed to be updated. Yeah, looks like we're able to just skip that group. Okay, I think we do gotta go this way. Saw another door there. So yeah, he taught me a little bit with the Warden, and we would both tank while a Hunter would DPS with 3-mans a lot. I think a lot of the 3-mans with, what's that place called? Limelight Gorge. We would do that. That was kind of fun. Back then you had to use stuff like Precise Blow to draw aggro, but that is kind of a really weak one. Yeah, I don't think having 2 pinks would be a really bad idea. I have a lot of AoEs, but even 10 targets for this boss. If anybody here has never seen this boss. My FPS is going down right now. It's going to go down a lot. You can see the FPS there. This is something I've been curious how much a 64-bit client would help in a situation like this, but I can't actually test it if it is crashing. But I also need to test the 64-bit client on DirectX 9 in a situation like this. To see if it is just a 64-bit client or if it is still like the similar issue with DirectX 12, but I don't think it is because it's really different than the issue with DirectX 12, DirectX 11 rather, I used to have. Okay, we got through that, so yeah, this boss fight is fun. Food, yeah, I'm good, I can wait. Never surrender, I should go ahead and pop that. So there used to be a bug where you could perma get 40 meter extra range on javelin throws, and you could apply true bleeds on creeps hiding behind one-shotters and grams. That's weird. This is one of my favorite fights in this whole instance. All those guys. Now the fun begins. I might be able to spam that morale tap and just hit 10 different mobs each time and actually heal a bit from it. It's really weird. Oh, we got one. We got one lore master dead. Back in the old days, these morale taps would have healed me so much more. They're so weak right now, but still better than nothing. I don't think we didn't get the boss kill, did we? I maybe could focus more on DPS, but I feel like that did enough healing. Even at this point with how weak they are, that it was worth it. Yeah, I can do a high elf res. Oh, it looks like the Lore Master and Captain both went. Anyway. I run fast as a Warden, I just like clicked retreat without thinking. Yeah, there could have been archers. I wasn't paying too much attention to all those specific mobs. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like just keeping targeted on the boss would be good, because if you kill the boss, you win. I think you still have to kill the ads. I don't think they disappear, but you still like win the fight if you kill the boss. You don't have to like re-kill him or redo the fight. But yeah, I think kind of kiting around with the morale taps, it seemed to work okay until it just took too much damage. Just to be sure, this is a fight I definitely want physical mitigation, and yeah, I am capped on that. I think I should be enough over cap. I should have a piece, so if I remove this, this is like 763 extra physical and I'm still capped. I don't know if I have anything else with physical mitigation specifically. I have like armor, so we could look at that, which reduces it by like 600. I'm still capped, so yeah, plenty over cap for physical there. For range, I could actually get increased range blocking if I use shield mastery, so could do that. And try to maybe like my Dance of War and that buff with the increased physical mitigation, like crit defense and conviction. Maybe that stuff was wearing off and also helped me take more damage. I don't know how well I could work that into the fight, but it's something to consider. I just want to keep spamming basically those while waiting for the fight. Oh, let me hit morale. How long until the next content update on the Legendary server? They actually made an announcement that, or they said there will be an announcement next week on that. It's supposed to be in July, but I'm guessing with when they plan to release Minas Morgul, they're going to just change it based off of that. Okay, so the Guardian forced on the boss, and I cannot harm myself. Yeah, getting my morale taps here. Oh, I used Impressive Flourish somehow. Oh man. Oh, I can put Never Surrender up. I'm getting a lot of healing, it seems like, this time compared to last time. But yeah, I wanna get some more healing going. I love this fight so much. I'm taking so much damage now, and I'm getting like enough of FPS lag that I'm messing up my game abilities because of it. I just love that fight. Did we kill the boss? I don't see him anymore. I don't see him on target assist. Is the boss dead? Yeah, I'm dead. But yeah, I actually meant to talk about this earlier in the stream that I mentioned it. So Cordovan said on his stream that next week there would be an announcement related to Siege of Mirkwood, and I think had to deal with the release date, which could be next week. I don't know if that's what he meant. Sometimes he says some things on streams that seem to get backtracked on based on what's actually going on. I guess from the developer end, since he's just the community manager, but with the expansion coming up, so if they released Mirkwood next week, which would be June, it'd be like 1 month ahead of schedule, then the next expansion would be scheduled, Rise of Isengard would be scheduled for October. So if they plan to release Minas Morgul in November or December, I could see them doing that. But I actually thought they would do the opposite. I thought they would delay Siege of Mirkwood. So actually the next expansion, Rise of Isengard, would be after Minas Morgul, like maybe a month after. But that is possible, the reason they're doing that, and why I think they might change it based off of that, just depending on when they plan to do Minas Morgul and release it, which we don't have a release date for. But I kind of wish they would announce this stuff earlier, give us like, just like let us know the release date. At least a week in advance if it actually is coming next week. Like update 24 we could have expected. I actually did expect it that week, it just came 2 days earlier than I expected. Which kind of hurt with my preparation for it, but turns out I didn't need to prepare for it at all, so that worked out pretty nicely. We go the other way on this one. No, we do not. We're not to that point yet. Why did we go this way? I thought we went the... I'm really confusing myself right now. Maybe it's like Shadow that we go the other way. It like there's a similar spot where it like branches off to a path here and then a path down to the left, and you go to the one down the left, but this is not that one. So this one I think has a like one big boss. Funfire. A lot of tactical damage. Taking shadow and fire type damage, I assume. I don't know. Almost could do that. It's harder for me to do that as a tank because I just got so many other things going on. That's one reason people don't do those at high level, is it interrupts like all the stuff you need to do to actually live as a tank sometimes. Yeah, the virtues, they changed those. They just changed those. And they made the stats a lot more updated, I guess, to be more useful in general. Some of them still aren't good. And then you also have to get virtue XP to level the rank. So you can actually choose which virtue you want to level first. So you have more flexibility that way. But it just takes a lot of virtue XP, and you get the same amount as you used to, like per deed, you get the same amount of virtue levels. But now you choose which one it goes to, and you can get virtue XP from a couple other things, but they also added passive benefits to every virtue you have that you don't have equipped, so you get like, you want all the levels for those as well. So while you can get virtue XP in more ways, you pretty much have to do that because you get a lot of nice stuff for leveling all of them. And one problem I do find with the new system is I just wish there were more ways to get virtue XP, because it does look pretty grindy. I'm not paying too much attention to exactly what I'm doing. I know I'm taking a lot of damage, a lot of technical damage. I assume I'm taking tactical damage. I don't know what else I would be taking, how I'm taking so much damage, like Shadow Aura. One's not too much, but Roar did 550, Shadow damage, yeah. Just a lot of Shadow damage and probably Fire. Swipe it, yeah, Swipe attack did fire damage, so that's all like tactical mitigation. And it's just, it hurts me a lot more since my tactical mitigation, I actually have 50%. And I have as much tactical mitigation gear equipped as I have, which I lose my physical mastery for that, but I don't care as much about my damage. But yeah, for some reason this fire instance always seems short after we get up to this part to me. I don't know if all the other Fornost wings with the towers, or the buildings, or whatever you would call these, are longer, but for some reason it seems like this one is always short. We'll see if that's actually true when we get up to it. But it just seems to always suddenly end on me. This fight right here might be tough, just again the tactical damage part. We got shield tactics for that, and conviction. Actually, we did enough damage it didn't even matter in the first place, but thought I would use some of my tactical mitigation boost. Oh, Tube has aggro. Okay, so is leveling virtues more of a grind than before? Yeah, it is definitely more of a grind than before, just because there's so much more you want to get out of them. It's a little bit easier grind, but it's more of a grind. And you can also choose what you want. So overall, I like the idea of the system, just too much of a grind right now to me. And one of the biggest things, I'm going to make a video on this topic, but one of the biggest things I think they could do is like weekly or daily stuff, even for low level characters, not just end game, that you could do like every day. They could have it whenever you run an instance for the first time a day, you get like virtue XP. And then maybe every week you also get virtue XP, kind of like how WoW in their group finder, if you queue, you can get like rewards, and for your first time that day, like as a daily, you get better rewards. They could have that in LOTRO, not just your first instance you do in a day, like our Fornost here when we do whatever Fornost, Fornost, Brogodan, Wraith of Fire here, which is not this. This is the idol. This one has one more room, I think, and then we go up to the boss fight. So it's not like super short, but to me it just always feels like there should be more, but I think that's what it is. Oh yeah, tactical damage, gotta use shield tactics. I wonder if how much that increases me. Oh, mine actually went down. That's not why I went down. There we go. Yeah, just doing that I get up to 58%. I get capped from conviction and that. Maybe just conviction alone, I don't know. But it's easy for me to get capped with that, and physical I'm like way over capped if I use Dance of War or anything to boost my physical mitigation. But Dance of War is also good because it increases mitigation by this percent. Okay, we can get that. That might have been a bit messy, but we seem to always make messes. Oh no. Sorry, I think I was pointing them the wrong way. Probably should have pulled both, but I kind of wanted to. Just because there's the concern with them doing so much tactical damage. So winning, losing, you can still go out, and yeah, you can still do the advanced Slayer deeds, which is the kill X amount. Why are they taking forever to die? Wow. I didn't realize. What? Did we pull another group, or? Because there was some one time we're out. What happened there? I hope I didn't do that. I might have done something bad there. I wasn't paying attention if I did. But yeah, leveling virtues, you can still do the Slayer deeds and get 1 rank to whatever virtue. Some of them will actually give 2 levels. I got 4 levels, actually, from one of the Slayer deeds in Moria, one of the tougher ones. Yeah, you can still get both LOTRO points and now Virtue XP, which is basically the Virtue levels, and because you can select the one you want, that's why it has the flexibility. So for like killing wolves in Era of the Wind or something, you don't have to get whatever you're used to, you can actually select something useful for you. Like if you want tactical mitigation like I would want, I could select tolerance. In fact, I could, well, I did get to cap on tactical mitigation, forgot about that. With scrolls and stuff, let's see, without any buffs, if I just use conviction, I get up to 53.7%, which is like 4.3% off cap. And I want to be slightly over cap for tier 2. If I use Dance of War at the same time, I am easily capped on physical mitigation. My crit defense with both of those goes up to 59.5% reduced magnitude, which is pretty high. My resistance, 29.4. I don't think either of those increase resistance, just like crit defense and mitigations, which is what the Warden lacks and why they're not a great tank right now because of that. They just can't get as much mitigation as Guardian and Baroning and Captain, even as much as Champion, even though Champion is not really a viable tank. They're viable enough for a lot of things, but yeah. Yeah, so rewatch my virtue video, because yeah, I actually didn't plan to explain all the virtues, but like halfway through that, I just figured I might as well do that. Just because they all are so much different. You have so many like different things you might want out of them, and depending what you have and what ranks you have, if you have them all like at level 60 or whatever, you can build. If you want like with honor, you have morale, tactical mitigation, and crit defense. But if you don't need that tactical mitigation and you want resistance instead, you could use like fortitude if you had both of them up. But if you want morale, you just use both of those. And loyalty is the same thing. You get armor and incoming healing. The armor could go to physical mitigation and be like roughly just translated to straight physical mitigation. I think some of it goes to tactical mitigation, not too much, like 20% or something. Yeah, 20%. So if I unequip this one, it should do it. That actually has will and stuff. Yeah, that gives me tactical mitigation. I gotta see something that just has armor. Okay, this one. My tactical mitigation should go slightly down with this, but not as much as my physical. So the tactical goes down like 200, actually 130-ish, and the physical goes down 700. So like the full armor amount. Are we all here? I don't think we all are. Oh, that's tube. So I might have mispulled something there. I don't know what happened, but we'll be a bit safer this time. For a hunter, I would say if you're doing any sort of solo landscape, you want to get physical mitigation up first, and then tactical mitigation would be a lower priority, just because in general landscape content you don't run into tactical stuff as much, but in fellowship content like this you can run into it, and it can be really dangerous when you run into it compared to physical. Like the boss before this, the last boss we did with all the mobs, they were all physical, so it was a bit safer than if they were all tactical, like these mobs doing shadow and fire damage. They just hit us for a lot more. And I have a lot of specific like tactical mitigation gear to help with that. There's one piece, there's another, and oh, 3 pieces it looks like, shoulder, chest, and boots. But yeah, this wing's taking a decent amount of time. We finished like half an hour ago. I don't know. I think that's what we did. Fornost? When we started the first wing of Fornost? Or finished the first was half an hour ago. Okay. So I'm thinking I just somehow pulled too many last time. I don't know what happened there, but I don't remember that many mobs. I thought I only pulled like 4. I know we need the torch with that side room that I went into. But yeah, I'll try to be a bit safer here. I can actually turn them around, or they're already... Oh, I missed that. I was moving around. Yes, this is Fornost, particularly the Wraith of Fire instance. Fornost is now split into 4 wings, and this is the fire wing. Which makes sense because there's a lot of fire going on here. There is also shadow going on with the whites, but the shadow wing in particularly isn't until the next one. Sorry, I don't know. It took me so long to say that. Focusing on the gameplay, I guess, here. Oh, I didn't realize we got the torch. Okay. But yeah, it's fun tanking this. I know a lot of people would probably prefer to DPS if they can, but I have fun being able to take if I actually can on a Warden. Just because they do run into those issues of not being as good. Okay, we're probably going to get this fellowship maneuver, so I can do it. Been a while since we got to that one. Now I get our Oathbreaker. And here we go, here's the Wraith of Fire. So you've not done a lot of the instances, most of the ones you've done have been Karn Doom and a couple in Moria? Okay. Oh, it sounds like the squares catch on fire. So we kill him. I need to eat real quick then. Are we ready? Have my tactical mitigation. I'm ready now. We good to go? People eating. Okay. I thought he usually did a ready check, but I think they were getting ready still. Yeah, Ingmar in general is fun, and so is Moria. I agree with that. Okay. We're good to go. So we have to allow the whole room to go on fire. We'll have to slow the damage. I'll probably stop, I guess, with the dots a little bit closer. Or not too close to when he's dead. Oops. Just totally lost that grab. Oh, we got little balls of fire. I assumed there were more coming, and then I used like Exaltation Bound and didn't come. So yeah, we just have to... We'll probably kite him around a little bit. Looks like Annie's already dead. We're gonna try to restart this. There we go. So I can res. We'll res the captain. Grace of Valinor. There it is. Don't you love Warden reses? What's the combat? They said they reflect, but I didn't. I don't think I hit them ever enough to really reflect too much on me. I got a critical hit with Defiant Challenge. I don't see any reflect when I've hit them. I see a reflect from the boss, actually. But like with Defiant Challenge, my Force Taunt, when it did damage, it didn't reflect. How much morale did they have? Okay, the explode. Okay, so it sounds like they explode on death rather than directly reflect. So yeah, there's the explosion. Yeah, so when 50 was the cap, that was a long time ago with Ingmar. Took you, yeah, Karn Doom. That was a pretty slow one, or a long one even. Now when you just kill the mobs in like 2 seconds, basically. Okay, so we're doing single target. Okay. Had to prepare a minute for this. Gotta get, actually I should have prepared better with like conviction and that stuff. No, I just got my bleed ready, which, you know, does damage. But that's about it. So let him... Somebody's using some AoE. I've been single target. It's possible It's really small if it is. I can actually, yeah, I can look real quick. Yeah, I must have done something then. I wonder, I don't think I used an AoE, but apparently I did something to defeat them. Okay, let me, I can, unequip that. I have 10% chance to reflect 62 damage, but if that, I mean, if that causes us to wipe, it causes us to wipe where I don't want to switch it out. Oh, Moria took, I don't even know if I completely memorized that. I don't think so. I might have. I was trying to just single target, but I could have done something. I did unequip my reflect gear though. But yeah. Yeah, I tried to see if I used anything like accidentally or if there's something I didn't think did anything, but I'm not seeing anything. Oh yeah, air lore I think gives a little reflect as well. Okay. Yeah, it might have been air lore actually. That seems reasonable. Without even paying attention, that would have been a good thing. Also need food. Oh, do I? No, I actually lived. I don't need food. Oh well, we'll eat food anyway. I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm excited to go into Mirkwood. I don't remember all too much. I think a lot of the leveling I did at that point was actually in Endwaith. I did do Mirkwood on my Runekeeper, but I really don't remember it that much for some reason. Were we good to go? Okay. I don't remember. We're good to go. Apparently we are. Technical mitigation going. Okay. Oh, I did my force spawn a little bit too early. Oh well. I got aggro. I should be able to keep it. Something. There's the lights are still dying. Could they just like die when they get close to you? Because it went right next to me and that one just died as well. That one I might have defeated. Yeah. But see, it just says flickering flame died instead of somebody defeated it. So let me try to target one. So I don't know when they get to you. A lot of these people have been like familiar with fights. Okay, so we're doing Balerian damage. Yeah, I have a javelin with Balerian and that's it. I think. They're not able to res me. Oh, maybe they aren't. There we go. Okay, so with like light type damage, would that not work either? I gotta... Okay, because a lot of my skills will be light type if I do go to ranged as well. Like, they'll do light and Valerian. Okay. So that is the reflect. They thought it was the balls killing us, and they do a decent amount of damage still, but yeah. So Crow, sorry I was busy when you did the $2 super chat, but thank you for that. You said keep up the content. I do plan to do that, so thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it, and I will be keeping up the content. That is the plan, at least. I want to look real quick at this debuff. So yeah, it's any common Western. It's ancient dwarf, make fire damage, reflect 25% of shadow damage. 5% chance to reflect a 10-second route, actually. Okay, so let me go to yellow line. So I'm in DPS with the range. Is that okay? Are you able to tank? Okay, I need a minute to set that up again if that's okay. Okay, oh, I also have to do my virtues, it looks like. Yeah, I want that earning. There we go. I don't remember exactly what I had equipped, probably Zeal and Determination, and then I think I had Honor, so that works really quick for this to go well. And then I need to respec real quick is kind of the main thing, because I had the spec for a very specific fight inside Norvega, but don't need that anymore. I think that one I sometimes increase if I really need to. Can actually do my bleeds now. Don't want that, don't want that, don't want that. Yep. Bleed damage, we will, oh, I actually will be doing bleeds. Actually, I don't want that, oh my. Okay, so I don't want barbed javelins because I can't do bleeds. But I can do, we'll do 3 points in this and then probably 2 points in that. I don't know how many buffs or whatever I'll do for that. But there we go. Okay, that took a minute. Okay, I got that set up. It took me a minute. I feel like I took too long. I don't know how long they were really waiting. Oh, gotta make sure I actually equip the right thing. Yes, I have the right javelin equipped. Okay. Figure I might as well be and try and be as useful as I can be at least, and go into the yellow line. Just can't select certain traits that actually work for the yellow line. But yeah, our goal is to spam Javelin of Virtue as much as possible and weave in Dark Before Dawn if I really need it. So during this rapid fire part, we can just do Javelin of Virtue. Oh, apparently the burglar only has one Valyrian weapon, so he's doing one-handed and can use some of his skills, it sounds like, but we're going through this okay. So I can actually do my AoE dots, I think. Those aren't as strong in the yellow line, but they'd be good. Oh yeah, we need to actually watch the DPS anyway, so don't need to worry too much about that. But yeah, I'm going to chill a little bit on the DPS because we gotta get a lot of these squares on fire for the challenge to let the room be engulfed in fire. I guess I might as well go ahead and like, I don't know, do a little bit of damage here. I can do the Boar's Rush, that whole thing. Boar's Rush. That's what it's called, right? Boar's Rush? Yeah, Boar's Rush. I used to use that a lot. I don't use it all that much anymore. It decreases damage a bit. You're doing too much damage. Trying to get a heal off whenever I can, but like on these guys, we can still hit these little flames, but if I can get some buffs with like conviction. Oh no. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. I just suddenly decided to, I guess, die. His debuffs, they didn't change. He has cleansing fire. Oh, the fire heals him. I don't know what happened. We just like suddenly died. The Guardian died. And then I died. But I think the captain was able to use it in combat res on the Guardian, so this fight should still be okay. Oh, squeaky chair. Yeah, they're about to get all the squares caught on fire. Yeah, this challenge is pretty hard. We could, of course, just kill the boss. That was a thing we could do, but he's going to have to do a lot of damage and just get him caught on fire. I don't know if this burglar can do it, but maybe. Okay, I think there's one more now, the one you're in. Or is there another corner one? I don't know if he can live through this. That's pretty crazy though. We'll see. I don't know what line he's playing. I'm kind of curious if he's playing yellow or red. Don't think he's playing blue, because he would have a lot of different debuffs on him. Oh no, I killed him once he got on fire. It was going good just killing the boss, but then he went the fire. But yeah, I think as soon as the room caught on fire, he could have killed him, but then did that. That was close. That was good. There's probably something like a title you can get to change your LI to Balerion. Is there a title, a scroll you can get for your LI that changes it to Balerion? Okay. Yeah, I was wondering if one of those also had that title. That's the one with the drakes, right? Well, I felt okay staying in yellow line there. It's just kind of the defensive boost you can get. What was I talking about? Yeah, being in yellow line isn't optimal, but we didn't really need all that much DPS anyway. Because we were able to get him down once we knew what was going on. Not using any of the types of damage that he was going to reflect on us. So I think they're going to be a minute. We'll just sit here, I guess. I might, let's see. Okay, so you all should be able to see this. Nope. Going to pull up my screenshots. This is what we used to do when we had nothing to do in the raids with Ingmar. For some reason, OBS always doesn't want to do... Might not be able to actually show this. Let's see. Oh no, it just went to black screen. Don't want that. Where? There we go. Okay, so this might look really bad, but I'm just curious what this looks like actually. Oh, there we go. That's actually not too bad. So y'all still see, you can see my mouse? Yes. Okay. Let me see something. If I just pull up the screenshot. Yeah, that doesn't actually show it. Okay, I can show you all like the thumbnails for the screenshots here, but I was just going to show you like with the new format with the screenshots here, how that looks. Some of my screenshots. I found an emote for thumbs up. These might be too hard for y'all to see, but I actually found an emote that did that, so that's good. But yeah, it's going to be too hard to show with OBS not wanting to work. And we got a res anyway, so we can get up. I think we were just waiting for a couple people, but maybe not anymore. I don't know. I'm going to turn that off. Yeah, that burglar did lose a good portion of their DPS from using one weapon. Because he only had one with Balerian, I guess the other one was common. Either his offhand or his ally. We can actually look. We can be nosy. He has Balerian on his main hand and his offhand. I wonder if he just crafted that, or if he just put Balerian on his ally. But yeah, he might have just crafted the offhand. Guess that works. I could have used one of those and switched to melee, but I don't think it's the biggest deal. I can stay, Okay, so yeah, you can see the screenshots. They were just like really small in that window. Thought I'd show a little bit, but we're back and ready anyway. I just remember doing that with Rift a lot during the downtimes when I was dead. I'd just pull up my screenshots because we'd stay dead a long time. Got a lot of these I'm working on with Shadows of Ingmar instances. Well, need a lot of Virtue XP for these. Oh, not that one though. And not this one. Of course not like this one that I'm working on. Complete Challenge into the Fire. The one I'm working on doesn't give Virtue XP. That's really unfortunate. I feel like they should make all these give Virtue XP now. Even like the ones that did not before. That would be something that helps. Because like all these deeds could give Virtue XP and it would be less of a grind with that. That is something I should probably actually note that down. The Dead and Bear Gularan. That one gives Virtue XP, but it's a Slayer deed. Trolls and Urigarth. Killed 5 of them. Oh, I'm on advance. Killed a lot more than 5. Skirmish deeds. I don't think any of those give Virtue XP. Should be, yeah, here's the lieutenant ones. I don't think any of these would give, yeah, they don't give virtues. These ones could also give Virtue XP. I think that would be pretty good. Give a reason to run skirmishes a lot. You could get a lot of Virtue XP if all these, like, Slayers and the advanced ones both did. Like, they could even do 500 and then 1,000 if they didn't want to give way too much, or they could do 1,000 and 2,000. But that would be a pretty good thing, actually, I think, the skirmishes. Just looking at these, I'm reminding me of all the lieutenants and all the deeds for that. But that is something I would like to see. So this would be Mirkwood, and then in their absence is Rise of Isengard. No? That might be Enidwaith in their absence. I'm not sure. And then Rise of Isengard, then Road to Erebor would be the next update. Erebor was 85, I think. And then it goes all the way to Osgiliath, and then Pelennor, then Gorgoroth, and then Grey Mountains. Man, Mines of Moria might be... We've got a lot of Slayer ones actually going on for the instances. Those would be good for Virtue XP now. I could get my... whichever one I'm working on. I could get that up quite a bit. Could get Balder up. I'm just working on that because I don't have too much else that I'm particularly interested in. I know I've mentioned tactical mitigation a few times now, but I think this is a good base one to just start earning. Yeah, totally skipped over big battles with Helm's Deep. There. But yeah, hopefully we don't have whatever it just like suddenly did a ton of damage to us this time. Because we did the fight completely fine until we decided to like die. Apparently we're ready. I guess we didn't know. We thought we were waiting on somebody, but I guess we weren't. Let's see. Oh, we already looked at 2. I didn't look at his tools. He has no upgrades on those. He has 3 Starlit Crystals on his weapon, so that should be the same DPS mine could get as 128, which is 10 more DPS. That's not quite 10%, but almost roughly-ish. But with that, just think he also has a lot more levels on his legacies and things like that. But oh, minor symbol of vitality, 1 whole vitality for his crafted thing. Wow. He has a lot of the same stuff as me. He has the decreased attack duration. I would probably get that one actually if I could keep my, I knew I could keep my mastery up, which I could with some gear. Just have to change a couple, like 1 piece of gear out even in redline. Okay, so we're going with this corner. And get a little break. Or not. I remember Javelin of Deadly Force back when all the specs had that. That was such a fun skill. Even if it wasn't like the super strongest or anything. It was just a fun one. I kind of remember it being strong though, just I don't know, not really a gambit, so maybe didn't seem too strong to me. I really don't know with the Warden back then though. I just feel like I was a big noob and using all the wrong gambits. I'm not even like doing damage. Basically, he's still dying pretty quick. Because I know we want to go pretty slow on the DPS. I can just do like debuffs and... Oh, maybe that's what killed me last time. He has a frontal AoE apparently. But yeah, just because this isn't a DPS race, it's, I think, better to try and do the little buffing and debuffing the Warden can do. Warden was in the weirdest place for so long. Yeah, they could have been. Again, I don't really remember exactly what all their gambits did back then. During, like, Rise of Isengard, basically, is what I'm talking about. They had an identity crisis. That's possible. Okay, yeah, I can help with that. I'm just doing the flames. I was like slow killing the boss, but I can just not kill the boss and do the flames. Yeah, I was basically just auto-attacking him. So probably won't notice my DPS missing, they won't, and I'm able to actually do some damage on these flames, use my fun yellow line stuff. I think they did too much damage. Oh, he's down to 70k. I guess, yeah, the burglar got him down with his damage. Because he has the 2 Balerian weapons. Kill them and we can just sit here in the middle doing Javelin of Virtue. I really love the Yellow Line Warden. I just wish it was a little bit stronger. But I've had, like, in Darn Arbogud and this fight, it's better than, well, yeah, better than the Red Line, I guess it has. I don't know if I can really tank this. Oh, someone hit me bad there. Looks like the captain is running back, so hopefully not too much downtime. Well, this seems familiar. There's another one in the corner. Oh no, he died. He just like, he basically flew, it looks like. Hopefully we can get rezzed. I think I was farther away once and was still able to be rezzed. So that might be a little bit better that time. Even though we actually didn't get him down as much and we didn't get the whole room lit on fire. Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks like we can just defeat him. It says right there, defeat Rogadin. Oh, yeah, I don't see that. Yeah, I just have to defeat him now for the challenge. I don't know the other people if they have to do that. Because we completed that part, maybe because I was dead when it happened and didn't reset or whatever. Is the main thing with the challenge, besides like the deed, the chest, do you get an extra loot from it? Okay, so everybody should be able to roll on that at least. So that would be good. So it sounds like some people still have the challenge part to let the room get engulfed, but if we're able to loot the chest just because we completed the challenge, some of us, like I think 3 of us have it, and like 3 don't have the challenge to do left. But they could still get loot with that. I think the shoulder pads are like the really nice piece that have just a ton of physical mastery that would be good to equip. Actually the boots, those are really good orc stompers. They're the level 56, but they have like finesse. So that would probably be good. Oh, it was also the chest piece. That was a really nice one actually. That one has a lot more vitality and then critical rating. So that is the one I would probably replace, I think. I don't remember exactly which pieces I traded out for whenever I go into DPS spec for more physical mastery. I don't remember, I just have so many pieces and so much flexibility also with like the virtues now. And a little bit more I can fill with those if I need to, or drop with those. We've been going, this swing's been taking a while. I've been streaming a little bit over 2 hours now, which is about usual, about where we would end, I guess, on Saturday morning instances that we've done in the past. And last week, I think, was similar time as well. We did all the Moria instances then, so we did a lot more instances. Those actually went quicker overall, but this one, we're getting a nice variety. I could probably personally use some of the Moria instances. We did do Watcher though, so that kind of counts. It actually means I've completed every Moria instance now, every raid except Darn Arbogud, but that's technically a Lothorian. Although I'd still consider it like Mines of Moria, but it is in Moria, it's in Foundations of Stone. Oh, we need to eat up. What is this weird buff I have? It has like a dwarf icon looking thing on it. Oh, it is actually dwarf. Dwarf endurance. Is that dwarf endurance from you? Okay, I just like randomly saw a dwarf icon on the buff and I was wondering what it was. I don't think I have anything like that. I just looked at these and actually, what did I equip? I equipped, oh yeah, wisdom, confidence, and justice. Oop, okay, we're starting. I think it's the same thing, except I'm going to be doing a lot more focusing on the balls of light rather than anything else. Oh, I could probably, I don't even need to, this is what I was doing last time using like my heals. I'm not even sure if I need to auto attack this guy. I don't know. Because again, DPS is not our issue, it's getting the room to actually light on fire and living the whole time. I don't know, I have that all in combat. But yeah, if I can kill whatever balls of light that I can kill, it will be helpful. Last time I was doing better on that. There's a bugged out little ball of fire here. That's a fitting place for him to get stuck at, actually. It's a fireplace looking thing. Oh yeah, not damaging the boss. There's some flames. Oh, he's back. It won't let me hit him. I wonder if I could use an AoE on him. Let's see. I'll hit the boss with this, but if it's the... Nope. I think it's okay. I'm just kind of worried if he does something to kill us all. We're still waiting quite a bit. We have, it looks like, the top half already done, or top third. It's not really a half if we have this split in thirds, but we got that. Yeah, he is bugging out right there, but it seems safe. He somehow is getting hit by the lore master stuff, like the frost lore and fire lore, but I can't hit him with an AoE. He's targeting the guardian. I don't know, maybe the guardian just needs to run near him, but it seems to be okay. Doing a lot of damage on the boss. You have to probably slow that down a little bit, I would guess. But they're working on that, I think. We're just focusing on the ads, not even hitting the boss. I think we're in the 3 middle ones. Nice. Ooh. I think he does some sort of like AoE, or maybe frontal AoE, the boss. So we gotta stay away from him. Okay, let's try this again. For some reason I thought his morale went down. Was it 258 earlier? Oh, maybe. Yeah, Pop never surrendered though. I want to get a heal off on him real quick. I think he has enough morale. I just feel safer doing that real quick. Let me use a potion. I think never surrender triggered. Stay in the corner here. Oh, I tried to get a heal off while we were doing a little bit of damage to him. Seems like to me they're doing a lot of damage. Just getting a little bit close with that. I know you want to get as close as possible. So now they gotta kill him, and this is why they wanted to do that as quick as possible, just to, so when this part happened they could do as much damage as they need. They're trying, he's just 13.7k, 4.5, there we go. Tube is victorious. Well, that was pretty successful. Greater steadfast bauble of protection. Eh. Oh, I got a starlit crystal from that. Nice. I saw the body was lootable. Does he have anything I need to loot? Or not? Okay, so just yeah. Well, we got a starlight crystal, so I guess it was worth it for that. So we'll apply that. There we go. Whee. I don't know what I'm doing in here. Jumping over fences with sharp points on them. They look like spears. These things. That would really hurt if I landed on that. Didn't make that jump. But yeah, I'm probably, sounds like we're all done here, and it's a good time for me to head out as well. I think they haven't done any of Fornost Tier 2. They've done like water and maybe earth, and we just did earth and fire. Fairly easily overall, I would say, for, you know, being like Tier 2 and all that. See you. Okay, well, I'm going to head out from that and wrap up the stream, so that was pretty fun. Kind of didn't know what we would be doing. I honestly thought we might go to do some skirmishes, but we did not end up doing that, and I need to repair again, but that was okay. I had fun in Fornost. We did, what was that called? The Watcher, which was pretty fun, my first time killing that guy. So yeah, that was good too. I need to equip my better bracelet now. I forgot about that with the reflect. Can move that. I always forget it is this one I replace. Probably should just switch those if I always keep this teal one equipped, which I'm not sure. I think at one point I did that. I want to go to Redline real quick, just test my physical mastery. So that's 185.5. I think that's about where I need to be at to get at cap, but if I ever needed more, especially solo, I could just equip that chest piece, and then if I were solo, I wouldn't need as much tactical mitigation for sure, so I could equip that. And I still wouldn't quite be at the cap, so there we go, that should get me, yeah, that got me to the cap, equipping basically all those pieces to replace my tactical mitigation gear, so that works out nicely. But anyway, that is a good point to wrap this stream up. Again, I had fun with it. I hope you all did enjoy it, and there's a chance I will be back later today for another stream. That would be kind of early in the afternoon. I don't think I will, though, just because it's kind of getting late, and it'd basically be 2 or 3 hours from now, so I'm not sure that's something I do, because normally if I do like 2 streams on Saturday, it'd be 1 in the evening, which I am unable to do today. So yeah, that's what's going on with that. But it is possible I do one at like a little bit later in the afternoon, maybe a short one if I really want to do Veils of Anduin. Otherwise, I will have a video tomorrow on the, probably on the Warden class. And I hope you all did enjoy the stream. And if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more. And thanks everyone for watching and joining. And again to Crow for the $2 super chat. I do appreciate that.